and talk about this next and final map. Do you want to start off, Vendetta?
Oh yeah, obviously, still think Navi are coming into this as a big favorites. It's Train. It's a map that we know Navi to be very, very good on. That said, Polish teams, they do have a tendency to be really strong on this map as well.
Well, back in the day, of course, Taz and VP Train would be a go-to for them.
The Virtus Plow.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it seems like their wisdom has you know, trickled down on the other Polish sides. In a lot of ways, because we've seen both AGG and Dobry here have, you know, take some pretty big scalps on that map.
Yeah, it seems like they have a bit of the same DNA. Basically.
Exactly, yeah, and they do play a pretty similar style as well. Yeah. So there's definitely something that, you know, I guess the not, you know, teams not on the same level as VP from Poland are taking, you know, looking up to their, I guess, big brother and learning from examples. And that's a great way to go about it. Still have to favor Navi pretty heavily going into this map. We didn't see the greatest performance out of Seized on this map on Mirage, but going into Train, I think we're going to see a lot more double ops coming in from the side of Navi, which is going to allow both Seized and Guardian to kind of wreak havoc towards the train lines. Pretty much, well, both on T and CT side. That's going to be interesting to see. And Flamey as well didn't have the greatest Mirage map, but we know that he excels on that inner bomb site on the CT side for Navi. So I don't see too many ways of CSGO Lounge actually having too much luck on Train, sadly, but you know, you can always hope. They definitely surprised me on Mirage, so they might have something special planned for Train.
I remember also from when playing Dobry&Gaming, when they were called Dobry&Gaming the last time, when playing with SK, we actually stole one of the tactics on Train. I'm not sure they were necessarily the first team, but one of the first teams at making this kind of smoke wall on the A bomb side, where you smoke on top of the side and left and right side. Obviously, this allows you to nearly 9 out of 10 times get a free bomb plant, and they were just very static, waiting like one minute till like around the 40-second mark, making the CT use some of their utility, and then they kept on going with this kind of execute. And obviously they're gonna need a lot of more to kind of be able to compete with Navi, because if you look at Navi's T side, they're very adaptive and very good at pushing these inner holes, forcing the rotation from one of the outside players, so that Navi sometimes will be forced to play with 2 guys on the B bump side, and therefore are more open for a split.
We've just heard a very large cheer as well, and I'm pretty certain that is the result for Godsent. Godsent have, I think, just beaten Flipside. Yes, it looks like they're getting up out of their booth, their area now. Congratulations to them. So that means they are the first winners of this side of the bracket. Natu, you've got something to say?
Yeah, I mean, just to follow up on what the boys have been saying here is, I think it's almost irrelevant what the map is. This is a situation where Navi is probably going to realize it's time to wake up and you know, be relevant in this fight, because you know, they may feel in map number 1, even though their opponents had all the opportunities and still they managed to scrape through that one, that you know, they maybe got a little bit too comfortable going to Mirage, and then it's kind of snowballed from there on out. Now that they've, you know, they got, you could say, kind of wrecked on Mirage. Yeah. I feel like on a map like Train, we're going to be comfortable to begin with. It doesn't really matter how comfortable it is for their Polish friends. This is going to be, I feel like Navi is really going to come in alive, and they're just going to take care of this quite handily.
I feel like it's probably quite important for Dobry to get off to a very strong start. If they don't win that initial pistol, maybe especially if they're T-side, Navi could get early and very secure control of the map. Would you agree? Would you disagree?
I mean, my problem really is that how, like, they're gonna have to rely on trying to get some opening kills to try to make it a 5-on-4 a lot of the time. And I feel like Navi just, I don't think they're gonna be allowing that to happen too much. If that doesn't work, then they're gonna have to go for the fast pushes to the outer bomb side, or try to fake the outer bomb side, go inner bomb side. But I think this, especially on the T side, obviously. So I just think that Navi's firepower is gonna be too much on this map for them to handle.
Yeah, and also one of the things that we mentioned that Dobry&Gaming were successful on with the previous map was winning these kind of clutch rounds and having the 1-on-3s, 1-on-2s, these kind of 2-on-2 situations. You need to come out on top of those, especially when you're the underdog in a scenario like this. So they really need to have that going for them in the last and third map. Starix
is currently standing in production, looking at a TV screen. So I'm not entirely sure how close we are to this next map. We will just have to wait.
It might start without him.
Yes. Have we had any forward progress momentum towards our tool that we are going to use? No. We've got a white screen, which I'm pretty certain means not loaded. Is universal speak for not loaded. We have got something on screen there. I'm not entirely sure which round this is. This is the 4th round. It is the round that you wanted, Halvor.
Yeah,
It's been loaded for you. Please talk us through it.
Brilliant. Okay, so basically what's happened is Navi are doing their standard mid take here. And what they're going to do is that they're not going to move anything about it. They just asserted dominance over the mid area, and that's going to be pretty much all they want to do initially. And you can see the smokes going down. Eventually what's going to happen is Guardian's just going to look for a pick, eventually going to find it in connector as well, which is going to free up a ton of space. And this is before Dobry started pushing aggressively on, well, basically on their CT side, especially towards that A-bomb side. So they're stuck here after Guardian finds that first pick with no map control whatsoever, no information, and they've also used a ton of utility. And the more Navi waits, the less patient Dobry becomes, and they eventually, when this B take comes in from Navi, have absolutely no nades to actually hold off of pretty much a full execute from the side of the Ukrainians. And you can see tons of Molotovs going out, and Caesar's going to jump out and find a easy frag through the window.
And it's also how Edward being in the ladder room and the Guardian getting that pick in the connector has initiated basically all of the CTs. 3 of the CTs were towards that A-bomb site. So it's going to be a tough call for the one player playing on that B-bomb site, holding it on his own.
Yeah, and after this point, that's when CSGO line started to move about more aggressively on the map and actually searching for map control. Even if they gave up mid control, they would actually be, more proactive towards the A-bomb site. And that's when we started seeing Masinho or Mouse playing closer up towards. Yeah, just reading off the monitor, right? But that's when we started seeing Mouse playing closer up towards A pit, and that's where we saw more action pretty much being taken from Dobry on the CT side, and that gave them rounds.
Yeah, and as seen in the clip, where Guardian gets the first pick was in connector, and where Edward ended up in ladder room, it's probably the 2 most essential positions to have in these mid defaults, and what the CTs and terrorists are essentially fighting for, because this allows quick rotations. It allows you to, especially like lock the CT's rotations. Obviously, it also allows for the faster rotation to the other bomb side when you're the CT, and it allows for the easy splits where CTs can never feel safe, like standing anywhere on the sides, neither on B or A, because if you can come through connector, obviously a lot of angles that you also have to be aware of.
That is great to see then, the fact that Dobry did initially struggle with the way Navi were approaching sites, and their T side wasn't super strong, but they were then able to adapt and change what they were doing.
It's the same ball game here when it comes to train, right? If Navi's going to play slow, I think what Dobry needs to do is they have to sort of take map control, and what that means on train is try to play up close to the outer room, maybe take over the T middle, try to play even close to the ramps in a bomb site, so that you have the early information of what's actually going to be happening. Maybe you just get to interfere with the attacks before they're actually taking place, and also you have to preserve your grenades, your incendiaries, your smokes, everything. Make sure that you haven't spent all of them in the first 45 seconds to a minute, because sometimes, as we know, Navi is going to take a lot of time to make it execute.
Yeah, and that was exactly one of the keys that we've spoken about. They were able to exert that control. What are the other keys to victory for Dobry in a situation like this, especially on a map like Train?
I think on a map like Train, you kind of have to try to contain the offers, I guess, and by that sense, control the economy of Navi, not let them build up too much of a bank. And I think most of the time, well, we might see double ops coming out from Dobry as well. We're going to see Sparrow probably pick one up, and we've seen both Minis and Michu pick up ops as well from time to time. If they can go toe-to-toe with the Guardian, that's a bit of a different question, but they definitely need to stem the tide and not let Navi get off to a great start. So far, they've been doing a pretty good job of winning pistols, so that's good. That's always a great start to that. But yeah, it's easier said than done, obviously. But I think aggression could be a pretty big part in actually, well, forcing Navi's hand into something they're not as comfortable with.
Yeah, because Navi quite often actually gets tricked into these kind of force buy situation where they will disallow, they'll disallow later on in the game Guardians to get an AWP. So that's definitely one of the keys. Like, if you want to go ahead and win a game against Navi, you gotta kind of win these rounds, break the economy, trick them into these kind of force buys, so you have that AWP as little as possible on Guardian.
Let's say Navi are on the T side, and so Dobry are defending, and so Guardian could be popping up anywhere on the map. How do Dobry prepare for a situation like that? How do you make sure that your team aren't going to lose the first pick and die to someone like Guardian, who's so explosive and unpredictable?
I think the best, well, this comes back to actually trying to gain map control. I think that's the name of the game for Dobry. because, well, the more map control you have, the more information you sit with, the better you can prepare your defense or offense, what have you. So, yeah, getting map control and doing it the safest way possible without utilizing too much utility, because there is always a fine balance. Like, obviously, you can get map control. Let's say you're playing CT and you want to get control over Ivy, something that Godsent do a lot on Train. They have Pronex doing that one-way smoke kind of to get him behind the container. You can do all those sorts of things to try to get map control, but if you use too many needs to do anything about it and you don't get anything in return, then you're pretty screwed when the eventual execute comes out from the opposing team, and you're gonna have to try to fiddle out with just a weapon.
We're ready to go to the casters, by the way. So just quick.
I'm gonna put that into words. Positional advantage.
Positional advantage. There we go. Can I quickly get a Navi or Dobry from each of you?
Javi.
Davai, Navi.
Yeah.
Navi.
Okay, there we go. The desk seems to think it's going to be a Navi 2-1 victory, closing it out on Train. We are now going to head to our casters, Sadakist and Henry G.
Ah, there it is. Don't really care, do I?
You seem like you care.
Don't
you
really
seem a bit
care.
flustered, Matt.
Don't really care about other things, Henry.
It's going to be Train map to Matthew to finish things off.
People only knew what went on behind closed doors in these casting rooms.
This echoey casting room, our chamber, you could call it, the Chamber of Secrets.
That's Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's not falling for your jokes, mate.
Sorry?
I'm not falling for your jokes, mate. Anyway, it's going to be Train. The analyst did say Dobry&Gaming were going to win Mirage pretty much hands down, so they were wrong there. So maybe they're wrong about Train. Who knows?
You said Navi was going to win Mirage hands down.
Yeah, that's what they
You
said.
just said Dobry by accident. Just to clarify.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
you inserted it. I just want to make sure they understand.
They were gonna win. Navi were going to win hands down. They were wrong.
Yes.
But we're going to Train. But you feel like that's surely could have been.
I can't picture Navi failing and making mistakes like that twice in 2 successive maps. I expect more from Guardian.
Oh, okay. Calling him out. To be fair,
I say that. No,
it was
a slower game.
The thing I liked so much about Dobry&Gaming's CT side is they were very reactive. They were being aggressive, finding those first kills. What? They were being very aggressive, finding the first kills, and actually getting the job done in terms of actually getting the first kills and stopping the terrorist defense in that sense. And we didn't see the same thing from Navi, though. They were actually struggling in terms of the money on the CT side quite a lot, and really getting the job done efficiently. We'll see what happens here on Train. This is a map we do herald Navi being very strong on. And it's going to be Innocent dropping here, so it will be Navi standing on the CT side of Train, and it will be our third and final map. A surprise upset from the Poles. A little bit of a walk right there from Guardian.
I was just going to say that this is a new map for us today, which means there's new Easter eggs to find.
Right, okay.
That's, yeah, that's an important aspect that we must remember to keep in mind at all times. So, Train. It's actually more of a depot where they fix the trains than a train yard itself. I guess that would be defined as a train yard.
Yes, I think that's fine. It's a
a
yard with trains in it.
It's a yard with trains.
Anyway, it's going to be the pistol round here on the third and final map. It will be CSGO Lounge, ex-CSGO Lounge, starting on the T side here. Forces of Armor and Minis on the smoke and Tech9 buy. So they'll be setting themselves up. Let's get an A split coming in here, considering they have 2 players towards Ivy. There are going to be 2 Navi players waiting for them as well. And it's going to be Guardian and Zeus. But Minis has made his way out towards that main entrance, smoking off towards Connector, and he's actually got some good control here. But Edward opening things up with that first frag.
From Innocent in response, though he's got a double Minis falling away. Trying to get that damage out toward Long, but it's Spiro that picks up 2 this time around. And it is going to be Ex-CSGO Lounge again starting off. So their pistol rounds have been impressive in comparison to that of Navi in this series. And I have to say that's a large reason as to why they've been able to get so many rounds early on. Navi once more is going to be playing from behind in this game.
Absolutely. It's going to be 3 MAC-10s now, 2 AKs, but that was a pretty nice strategy from CSGO Lounge, getting out towards that main entrance, smoking off towards Connector, just pinching the side, and finding all the kills with the Glock, sticking together and punching and applying a lot of pressure to the CTs there. They weren't able to really hold anything off. 1 kill found, that was about it. So we don't have a force buy here from Navi this time. It's going to be Edward with the head armor and Deagle. That's about all they've really invested. A couple of more upgraded pistols, but he's the only one really forcing into this. Into round number 2. It's kind of strange just having 1 player force. Doesn't really makes sense as to have 1. He's not exactly going to win the round by himself, but we'll see what he decides to do. Innocent edging in towards the lower ramp here, just jumping up on that ledge. Flamey with the HE grenade in hand. So if he was to throw it now, could do some reasonable damage. At this point, you'd assume it's just going to be the full default. I haven't seen any Easter eggs yet, Matt. I'm kind of interested to see where they'll lie, but it's going to be Spirit to open things up, and they're going to go in towards that inside site. Once the bomb planted, that's pretty much the round over. You can see the CTs don't really have anything to work with here.
Absolutely not. Pick up from Edward, though. That starts things off. Bomb planted. They can just try and get some exits here and try and do economic damage. There's not really a chance to try and push through.
And the fact he had head armor as well actually saved him. So if he can save the head armor and fall back, that's actually not the worst outcome in the world.
And he's just barely made it back inside of the site as well, thankfully, because he would have been facing Maniz. He still is, and that's going to put C's down. We're gone, though, in this. He actually has made it back all the way around toward T-spawn. So he should be fine, as you say, to save that head armor, but no one else is going to survive.
Yeah, well, it's only him that really was the high-value target here. And he's got a Mach 10 as well, so...
Okay. I thought he went up the stairs on the mini-map. I thought he was around the corner, but he was not, so...
He's fine.
He's fine. He's all right.
So he gets a kill and upgrades to a Mach 10 as well, which he hands over towards C. So this investment from him actually kind of works out. Somebody got a kill as well. We go into round number 3 here. And just assume they can't really do much with the Mach 10. They've got a smoke and a flashbang. That's Navi. Once again with the head armor on Edwards. A couple of PT-50s chucked into the mix as well. This could be an interesting round regardless. We'll see what happens. And there will, of course, be another default here. Spirit is looking for that first kill. Does put a player there towards Connector. Gets the kill on towards Edward. Looking to get a second here and nails it. He actually gets 3 to open things up. So that's going to be the round over, I'm afraid. Spirit does all the work single-handedly. Just going to be Steez now with that Mach 10. And it's going to be 3-0 here. And we'll see if Steez can do anything with this SMG. I don't think he can. I think he's above the pop dog right now. But a pretty clean sweep here for CSGO Lounge. Do you think they'll keep the Mach 10s and just go for a little bit of a YOLO play, maybe push inside?
Why not? Henry, I don't know what these people do. It's not my job to be a mind reader. Stop asking me questions I don't know. No, I don't know. With Navi right now, the money as it is, they're not going to have the strongest buy in the world. I'm curious to see if they try and go for the glass cannon. Yeah, okay, they don't. So, because Edward was in a position to do so. So not having that. Oh, Guardian did do it. He beat me to it. Okay, I wouldn't go Mach 10s in this case.
Yeah, well, they actually they dropped them. I saw them at the end of the round. So
well, I answered your question. That's all you wanted me to do.
Exactly. I was just creating conversation rather than asking for a solid answer. But it's going to be 5 AKs and 5 sets of armor. Obviously, it looks like they will be going fast inside here. 4 players committed very quickly towards this part of the map. Goes straight down low around. Flamey will spot them. He's known to being very strong in this position. They'll be flashing off. Doesn't get the first kill. Innocent drops in. And that's going to be a very difficult procedure here. This kill going to be everything for Navi. C's does manage to get it. Orb rotating in, like you said, glass cannon. And there's no real aggression from the T's so far. But it's going to be a nade kill coming from Zeus to give them a better chance in this retake.
Edward smoke out toward the bomb plant as well. Gets caught, though, as Mihu. Just some receiving down. Maniz taking down Zeus. This is very solid. Navi once more. A man down. Guardian now the last alive. As I say that, C's is taken out, and it is going to be the glass cannon just looking to survive. A very impressive start, I have to say, again from CSGO Lounge. And Navi, remember, double elimination all the way through this. In this game 3 are not going to be well off in terms of cash, and they're chasing this as well. They've already got Mauzino waiting out toward T-spawn. If he takes one step back, he's in the line of sight.
Yeah, well, Guardian will be surviving with the AWP, but it is a 4-0.
That
lovely
was silly.
shot.
I don't know why he gave himself away like that.
I guess it's almost worth it. Like, if he can get the chance shot on towards Guardian and take that orb out of his hands, it's only look how much cash they've got. They've got 10k on Spirit, right? So, like, it's definitely worth to seeing if he can chance it. But it's 4-0 now in favor of the Poles. They're huge underdogs in this series, and they've won the second map, and they're currently 4-0 up on the third. Like I said, the Guardian saving the AWP, that does make things a little bit more interesting. It looks like they will be going for a sort of inside rush here. The Mach 10 does suggest that as well. Actually going to be committing towards that pop dog area. Spiro with the Mach 10 gets the first kill, and the next move here, Guardian getting that next frag. So all of a sudden, though, Navi straight back into this round. 2 frags obtained, and I have to say, it's a little bit of a clumsy move from Ex-CSGL Lounge here, but it's going to be innocent to rectify the mistakes. He gets 2. Actually, no, it's the third there, but still 2-on-1 now in favor of Navi.
Innocent. Spotting, seized in toward that main connection. Trying to find a better angle, though, as he wraps back around behind the bomb site itself, and Guardian's going to face him down. AWP saved over from the last round, and it's enough, Henry.
Of course.
Simple, of course, and it's going to be now 4-1. Navi finally getting around on the board, but a crucial step forward, and the fact that it was an eco, they'll be able to buy fully into this one. It's a must-win, though. And they've got full buy as well, again, on this terrorist side. Is Spiro back to the AWP right away. Minis on AK, as with the rest of his teammates.
There's a double AWP setup for the CT here. So Guardian seized will be winning those weapons in a very impressive round. We always say if Guardian has the AWP in hand, anything can happen, and it did. Could be a faster tactic though. Smoke's coming out towards the bomb train straight away here, and the terrorists going aggressive, pushing out together, pushing towards heaven now.
Zeus gonna find the shot on Mihu though. That's a trade. Edward goes down as he wrapped into quad beforehand. Good pick up from C's. Mazino walked completely by that position. Had no idea he was in the corner, and C's close to the site, knows that he has to get aggressive and therefore gets rid of the AWP. It's over to the AK. 4 plays 1, smoke on bomb. This is going to be a defuse inevitably. Innocent manages to pick up 1 from that pop dog position, but a nade from Flamey is going to close it out.
Yeah, fast round there from CSGL, just pushing in. The smokes over the top from spawn and actually just forcing their way onto the site as well. Got the plan down, but fortunately for them, Zeus picking up 3 kills. He picks up the AWP as well, and that's going to be the round shut down. They did get a plan, so they definitely still can buy into this one. You can see Mihu has got 8k, so he can drop an AK if required, which I'm sure he will do. There it is. Drops that down. And we go to round number 7. So 2 in a row now for Navi after going 4-0 down. It was that AWP save from Guardian that got them back into this. And now the money's starting to get into a decent position. I can see Guardian has around 5k left over. We'll see when round number 7 goes for them. No AWP for the Poles this time. We'll be holding up 4 rifles, 1 Tech 9 on Innocent. They have got a full array of utility here, so could go for one of the executes. But this time they've changed their setup now. They've got C's towards that inside area, but it's going to be Guardian dropping first. He goes down towards the hands of Spiro, but there it is, rectified straight away.
Grabs the AWP back up, looks for the shot. Zeus, thank you very much for the AWP. Guardian, because he's got 2 kills. Spiro clipped through the wall. We don't see it. And C's looks to the inner bomb site. Edward closing out on Maniz, knows that Mazino is likely to push through from Pop Dog, and it's now 3 on the bounce in a row, back to back. Whatever other term you can use to describe that for Navi, because it's 4 only for CSGO Lounge. That was how it started out. Defuse on the second, 2 denied plants. And the most important denied plant, the last one, is going to limit the economy hugely for Ex-CSGO Lounge.
Yeah, they can't really do much this round. Maybe some PT-50s and Tech 9s, and there it is, yeah. A smoke and a few flashbangs. Aim of the game in this round is to try and get the bomb down. I'd assume that'll be towards lower ramp, but we'll see where they decide to go. Going to be sending players towards the upper halls right now. Just going to be smoking down towards that area, try and push their way in. And they know Flamey plays there by himself, and normally backed up by an AWP. And yeah, you can see that Flamey's a little bit more defensive this time. Knows that this could be a serious possibility. And they start edging their way in. They still have the flashbangs as well, so smoke down lower ramp, a couple of flashbangs in, try and cause a massive distraction while the bomb does try to force its way down. That's actually going to be in the hands of Mihu here, and he's towards the upper ramp, which is kind of interesting. They're going to be... Okay, he's not hit a shot there somehow, but he does get the one on the second. And he drops, and looks like he will be winning the round single-handedly here, as Flamey is given a couple of free kills there towards the bomb. So the bomb is dropped, that will not be planted, and that's 4 in a row now for Navi. So after a horrible start for them, they definitely have got themselves right back into this, and there's going to be another gun round coming forward.
Very impressive indeed. But still able to buy on this terrorist side, given the 4-round loss bonus. Flamey going to be playing solo on the B site. Looks like he'll have attention early. But Guardian's going to push on his own. No flash yet. Zeus is sitting at the end of the Ivy position and could easily pop this a little bit further beyond, but he's not. He's just going to go alone. Guardian's going to try and get in a position. Spots him late. Michu's got the shot.
Well then. This Guardian by himself has dropped. That's almost a free frag there for the terrorists. Is holding up, being very patient. Now it's up to C to try and get this frag back here. He will be facing towards Ivy. Doesn't nail the shot there. That was his opportunity. Mihu, he's stuck on the right-hand side here. Going to be flashing in and using the Molotov to push C's back, which actually works and does some decent damage onto him as well. But Zeus lurking, hoping he can get a drop here on the terrorist that may remain.
Edward's going to throw the incendiary toward the A-main position as well. C's has got Michu though. So they are pulling back these positions, oddly enough. Whenever Guardian goes down, last time it was Zeus to use the AWP to pick up 2 kills at that position. But it is going to be the B site that comes under attack. Flamey's forced to go passive. That'll give up a bomb plant no matter what they choose to do. Flamey does get one against Mazino, but a good entrance kill from Spiro onto Edward means that they can't rotate over quite as quickly. Good pickup from C's, though, and now they do have this down to a 1-man advantage. 3 plays onto 2. Kit's on all 3, and they've got time to work with on getting this defuse. That's too easy. C's gets Spiro.
To be fair, Spiro had to go for that base. He needed to work out what was going on. He had a player segregated on the upper halls. It's Beniz. I think he'll just be saving at this point. Knows he can't win the round. He's low HP, and it will be coming in as well. C's just spraying into the lower round just in case, but it came down to those picks from C's. Guardian drops at the beginning. He goes for that aggressive pick, and that's what they were missing on Mirage as well. I like the fact he's got the confidence to do that and actually look for those first picks. It didn't work out for him, but it was a good reaction from C's to come in and find 3 frags. He's a secondary AWPer for Navi, of course, but he could actually fill the role of the main AWP in any team, I think. He's a very, very strong AWP player himself. 5-4 now. That's actually 5 in a row for Navi. And the bomb going down for CSGO Lounge and reaching maximum loss bonus. They should be absolutely fine here. 5 AKs, no AWP on Spiro, but still a decent buy nonetheless. And 4 players towards the outside bomb site for Navi here. Just Flamey, of course, by himself towards the inside. More than capable of holding that off there, but he has only got 2 flashbangs remaining. Doesn't have the incendiary, but he's going to get some backup now from Seized. There's a single AWP setup, so they've actually opted to drop that on Seized after his heroics and give it back to Guardian, which I think is fair.
Could indeed be.
Well, once again, this is what CSGO Lounge did before. Just hold up, wait for any pushes or aggro coming in from the CTs, and just trying to take over some real estate on the map. Upper ramp has been a problem for them, so they got to be flashing that in, pushing back where Seeds once was, and now they have full control of that area. At this point, it's just taking away vision from the CTs, making sure they haven't got any advantageous positions, and then could go to the wall of smokes or just surprise push the inside bomb site. I'd assume it'll be the former, just setting up with the smokes and then trying to get the bomb down. Here's the first one being lined up by Beniz.
Yep. A little bit of attention out toward Ivy. Zeus didn't quite get into position fast enough to find me, who goes down to 69 HP, but here it comes. This is what you were talking about. Bounce over, covers off the default spot. Second one out through the window. Good view of it, actually. Now, those are 2 of the smokes in the same position, so that's, again, miscommunication from Dobry. And this gives Guardian a bit of a chance, more so for Edward, who's going to spot toward quad. They won't be able to deny the plant just yet. Thankfully, a third smoke came in when we did not see it to cover off the front of Z Connector. They have to fade away from this and try and bait out some time, get some information. In fact, they may give up on this altogether. They may elect to save already. They are.
Yep, I think so. That was exactly how I described that round panning out. It's pretty textbook stuff from CSGO Lounge. Like I said, pushing the CTs back, taking that vision away, bleeding out a little bit of utility. The full execute comes in, and it's Spiro and Innocent finding the frags there, and that's almost a perfect round if you're able to get the bomb down and win it. But only finding 2 frags there, it just shows you executed almost perfectly at that point, and didn't give the CTs any chance of even considering a retake. And it's going to be going in favor of CSGO Lounge. It will be 5-5, tying things up. We'll see how they can hold on to this one. We'll see the CTs actually go back to that double AWP setup as well, Matt. This is where they were looking very formidable indeed. No AWP on Spiro yet, so still, I do favour this round going in favour of Navi. C's coming on 10 for 6. Guardian 3 for 5. He hasn't had the most impressive series, I have to say, but still early days here on train. We'll see what he can do. It looks like potentially a little bit of a faster tactic here. The bomb going towards inside this time. Actually, maybe just more of the same. Just going to be trying to get control of that inside area. But this is where C's they have been using flashbangs to actually get themselves into this position. Let's see if they do the same here. Guardian towards Ivy. So you can see what I mean right now. They're kind of having 2 turrets on either side. One towards Ivy, one towards upper platforms, and then the 3 rifles holding the outside area.
The upper platform position as well is so strong in this situation.
Yeah, well, it means you can just have one player just focus on the area, and then you can rotate people over towards the outside. It makes things very strong indeed. And it can be a real problem for some terrorist teams to actually understand they need to clear it out with the flashbangs. Edward now did gain some information towards that main entrance as well. We'll be deciding to fall back here. It's actually quite a tight formation outside. We'll hit the 1 minute mark. Terrorists still have 5 smokes here, so they won't be struggling for options here, but it's going to be Seeds. First shot comes in. We talked about how strong that position is, and that's testament to it. Now, as the first player to drop, they had to try and get control of that area. Didn't use the flashbang this time, and Seeds finds that first kill.
Innocent going to throw out the smoke again this time. Pop flash still ready to go down the ladder. He's just going to Actually put his attention on inside, though. They've already cleared out and pushed this player back from that upper platform's position. That first pick did it alone. Navi rotates off of it and sees his late back here, which does mean Innocent's inside of the site. Low HP, but he can't find the shot. Finally does. He's going to climb up. This will give him all the advantage. Michu's lost track of him. That's a 1-for-1 trade because he can't swing back fast enough to find Flamey. Doesn't even need to go down. Doesn't even get a chance to go down. They clean them all out. Guardian finds Minis. It looked like with the rotation, the early rotation away from the site, that there might have been a chance.
There it is. It is more of that default play from CSGO Lounge. This time Sees with that double orb setup, finds the first kill, funnels him towards that inside site, and they capitalize. CSGO Lounge unable to get the bomb down. And they still have quite reasonable cash here. They're going to be having, I think, oh, actually that was last round. The money's not too great. And it's going to be another buy here, but you can see the lack of utility. They've got 3 smokes, flashbangs, and the first kill going in favor of Guardian. This is starting to fall apart a little bit now. He's the first player to drop, but the Spirit does get the return. He still is alive for now, going down to 31 HP. Swings and with that bomb site there, but Flamey very strong. And he actually will be getting the second frag. And now it's going to be up to Malzino. He has got towards inside. He could be the lurk roll here, but Seized drops Minis.
Easily dealt with. Bomb planted, though. 2 players up to defend it. Seized finds Mal's. Quick peek over top of the yellow train. And Innocent just going to wait this out as long as he can. But has to go early for information. When he does, Seized already staring him down. Too predictable. And it is now going to be the 7th round for Navi. Yes, yes, go get the other AWP should you want to.
I think they definitely show it's working out.
Double up.
Yeah, it's looking like a very strong hold for them. I mean, he's locking that inside side. You saw Flamey, he wasn't even towards the inside side there. He was actually backing up outside from the beginning. So he's very confident in his ability to actually hold off the terrorist there. And that's going to be a very strong hold there from Navi. That was a difficult buy, though, for the terrorists. He's had limited smokes, a few flashbangs, and the AKs. We'll see what they bring into the next round. It's going to be not the forced buy, but Minis probably had some excess cash. He's gone for the AK head armor. And they're going to round number 13. It's actually after the 4-0 deficits. Navi coming in very hard, bringing things to 7-5. Double orb setup still ringing true, of course. Guardian taking the aggro away from Flamey. You can see him pushed up in that favorite server area.
Guardian as well is going to look down toward A main as he gets in toward Hell. He's not receiving end of that bullet just yet, but they do have the information on where he is. I'll miss thrown slightly. They wanted that to land inside A main and push him back out, try and build some more space up, but smoke redress from Guardian toward Pop Dog. Oh, the boost from Innocent. Guardian finds it, spots it. The Deagle won't take him down. He's low, 16 HP, but still the kill comes his way. That will amount to the kill for Maniz, though, as he's able, with the AK-47, to close it out. Flamey, you mentioned it, was waiting behind the server the entirety of the time and has got an easy kill to pick up. Now he can join back into the fight inside the site as well. And you've hit it again, Henry. I have no monitor with which to cast.
Oh, God. It's happened again.
Counter-terrorists have won, though, so Navi do pick up the round. I have no idea what happened. They're back on. They're not back on. They're powered, but now I have to reach.
I've got one.
I'll just cast off
You just need to replug your little box in at the bottom there. It's fine.
Where is it? Oh, I see it. I got it.
It's just the power in, power out. It's just a replay right now, Matt. It's a beautiful replay. You got it?
Yeah, I'm working on it. Did I do it? Ow.
You did something.
I'll cast off yours, it's fine. If I can get over there without breaking the soundboard. Why do you do these things to us, Henry? We're wrecking the studio.
Edward does get the kill on towards Spiro there, and it's going to be a 5-on-4 now. There's a full buy coming in from the terrorists. Round number 14 here. Diving stages of the first half, and Navi winning the half here. Double orb setup though. It's going to be Seized once again set up in that upper platform area. You do know what they have to do to actually make him fall back. So the flashbang needs to come in, then they can face together. And as long as they get the equal exchange, that's absolutely fine. There's the flashbang. We'll be forcing Seized back, and now they've actually got control of this area. That's what it needs to do before.
Still, though, this double up setup looms. It's Guardian inside of the site itself. That B, a second op, or rather, excuse me, Seized this inside the site itself. Second op is inside the Z connector. That's Guardian. Either way, it's Edward to win the duel on Innocent as he walks down the ladder. Pick up from Zeus, doubly so, as he catches Maniz, and now they've got a crossfire set. There was no entry. Zeus does it all himself, and we're going to 9 rounds for Navi. As we get into the last round of the first half, round 15, and there's not much money right now on the terrorist side. It's going to be Tech-9s, and they'll force in what they can around it. Galil's 1 AK from Maniz. No armor as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Huge round from Zeus here. You can see they don't even check the position whatsoever. They're so focused on making their execution work in their favor. He picks up the 3-mana, finish things off, and Navi really have come to life now. 9-5, as you said. They will be going to this large round with not really much to talk of. Going to be going fast out towards that main entrance. It will be Maniz getting into position, but he's Molotov'd out straight away, and surely going to be dropped here. Going to be in a decent position for now, but he actually has no armor here whatsoever. Just an AK and a flashbang, so he's up against it this round, but he has somehow navigated his way into an advantageous position. Looking to get a kill here, but unable to make it happen. There's a ton of damage, but Zeus and Edward coming in. They find the first 2 frags. Going to be a 5-on-3 now, but he has done reasonable damage. Flamey flashed out for now. It looks like Mihu could do something with this.
Shot in from Mihu. So swap the weapon as well, go on to the M4. It's Flamey, though, going to try and push back through. Edward's got the position, good spot from Innocent, finds him in the control room, and Spiro's going to come back at him. So a round that never looked promising has 2 ops to retake a site with a bomb down on A. Quick peek, miss. Too easy. Mihu's going to close on Guardian.
It was a nice try from Cease there, just running out, going for the swinging no-scope, but there it is, 9-6. And it was a couple of pistols, a couple of rifles, and somehow that works out for them. Even after they lost the first 2 kills there, it was that play from the Ivy area, that the push through the smoke, the YOLO, the Hail Mary, whatever you want to call it. And it gets in that first frag and opens up the floodgates for DG there, and they managed to get 9-6. And after they went up 4-0, I have to say, probably a little bit disappointing considering, but Navi coming back swinging there, and we go into the pistol round. They'll be on the T side now. We'll see 3 sets of armor. It's going to be Edward this time, taking on the raid boss role as we go into this one. It's going to be 1 smoke and Guardian, a few flashbangs and a Molotov. That Molotov, of course, will be used for that post-plant situation, Matt, towards inside, surely. That's what it's normally used for.
Well, Guardian has bomb. We love the look of his back.
I haven't seen any Easter eggs so far.
It's one of my favorite. You're right, I haven't done this map either.
Maybe they ran out of time when they were coming to the train. Well, looking like they're setting up for the inside play. As I said, with that Molotov in hand, it almost suggests me it's 100% certain that's where they'll end up. Guardian setting up for a smoke here to take away some CT vision as they get towards that site. He'll be flashing as well. Actually, he'll be seized, he'll be flashing. Bomb in the hands of Guardian. Here comes the play right now.
Smoke out. They're going to go. They're going to walk. No one to directly stop them. There is a rotation coming over them. Mauzino with an excellent shot onto Flamey. Zeus is going to fight forward, hold them off while they get this bomb plant in position. Thankfully, Edward follows it up, though, because they're down a man. But it is Edward to pull it back. It's still the 3 versus 3, and Edward's going to fight forward still. Tech-9. Armor, he's the raid boss, but he's pulling them away and goes down nonetheless. It's Maniz that's now going to have that gun to work with. Thank you very much for the upgrade. But no kit, remember. And they are buying time and doing all of this.
Here it comes out, the Molotov play. Drops in the bomb, maybe a little bit premature though. And here comes the play towards the CT. He's going to be trying to battle as much as he can. That's the round secured. It always works out. And I think you said the other day that door makes it a little bit too viable, but...
Well, it's a debate, right? And your answer to it was you have to kind of keep the smoke.
Yeah.
To make sure that you have
Keep
it
the
on the
Molotovs,
post
right,
plant.
yeah. Oh, right, I see what you mean. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, it's part of the strategy. If CT's now in the pistol round, they probably have to be thinking, do we need to be buying this smoke just in case this happens? If we're not going to be buying kits, we need to have something to actually have a chance here. And obviously, the smoke can be very viable in a lot of post-plant situations, just to covering a bomb, especially against pistols. So it's just something you need to counter, you need to consider, I think. And it's Navi. If it's there to be exploited, they're going to do it for sure. And we go to round number 17 here. Full rifles here for Navi, not a single SMG. Sure, his first frag going in their favor. There it is. Sees to get headshot in the process, but does manage to lock down Maniz. Second frag. Actually, it's just a headshot towards Guardian. Taking a lot of damage here, the terrorist, but ultimately finding the kills. That's the main thing. 5-on-3. Edward down to patrolling this outside area, looking for the next kills. It'll be Spiro cowering in the corner there. He'll be the last player remaining now as Zena gets dropped from Pop Dog. And here we go then. Can he do anything with this? 2 players very low. Could potentially get a kill, but that's maybe all he will get. PT-50 in hand. It's going to be Edward to take him down. So 11-6 there. It's going to be a clean 2-0. I don't think that was a force buy from CSGL Lands whatsoever. They just actually wanted to make sure they had some upgraded pistols. Didn't want to throw away the work they've already done.
No, of course not.
obviously being the lesser team here, you don't want to get in that rut of the economy. You don't want to be going out of this one thinking, oh, we kind of owned ourselves with that.
Especially when you're this far behind, you can't afford to take those gambles. You've got to give yourself a real chance with a real buy. So 3 AKs, 2 Galils, decent utility on Zeus. Smokes as well onto Edward at this point. Look at how far back they push these 3 CT players, though, but they save for it. Where's the refrag? There isn't. Innocent's come up the ladder and caught them out. That was a well-timed and coordinated play from Go Lounge, and now Bomb is slowly coming up this stairwell. It's 3 onto the 5 that still remain. Make it now 4. Sees good pickup.
Still a serious chance if Navi, of course. They have got the 3 rifles, but Galil has been found by the CT. Flamey doing some serious work now as he gets the second. He drops Maniz and looking to get his third as well. Of course, he drops him. Now going to be a 3-on-2, so it looked like it was going to be a horrible round for Navi there, but they managed to rectify the wrongdoings. Guardian even more so as he finds a kill towards Spiro. So just Malzino now with Galil in hand. CZ in his back pocket with a smoke as well. Oh, God.
Assassinated.
Correct. 12-6, so they get their first couple of frags there. Like you said, it was quite well timed. I have to say a little bit sloppy from Navi. Like most teams will go into a default and hold off those kind of pushes for the start of the round. But, you know, it works out in the end. 12-6. 4 rounds for Navi will do it. This first round will be very important indeed. CSGL will certainly need this. Can't afford this to cost them 2. Smoke some flashbangs going in early. Guardian getting up on the pallets, and he's going to be dropped by Spiro. This actually duel is very competitive, but C's reacting very quickly, looking to get the next kill here. Spiro, and grenades coming into him, and actually manages to land the shot. Not bad at all. Looking at the third, he does do the damage, can't find it. Pulls out the pistol to finish the job, but doesn't happen. Manages to fall back here with his life.
Oh, easy kill. Flamey just walks in, or Edward rather, excuse me. He turns back and finds Innocent as well. He's just got so much positioning, and they have no idea. Now he's just going to hold. Malzino's going to walk into this. But he actually does win the duel with the M4. Leaves it down to just Zeus with the bomb still at Ivy and in the possession firmly of Mihu. A man we know can duel. And he's done it again. AK-47 takes the head off of Zeus. 12-7. The CSGO Lounge pick up finally a round on this half.
Money's still okay though for Navi. You can see 8K on towards C's. He's actually picking up the AWP straight away. There was 7K on Flamey as well, so they can just balance the books a little bit and spread the cash around. I'm sure they'll be absolutely fine going into this one. It is 12-7. A precarious situation though for the CTs, Matt. Look at this buy. They've got a scout and 4 rifles. So if they were to lose this round, it almost certainly means maybe a double eco going into the next one. We'll see what this one goes down. Round 20. Some aggressive play from Mouse here, pushing that lower ramp, using the smoke, trying to get the first pick. Don't think he'll be gifted anything here, but it looks like Zeus does fancy challenging this one. So now he comes in and does have a little face, gets a bit of intel there. I guess he does. No, there was aggressive stance there from Mouse as he falls back towards that inside site.
Mihu's just going to wait for this push as well.
That's all they wanted there. It's Mihu segregated, as you said, towards that upper platform area. That's the first frag to drop, and that makes things a little bit more problematic for the CTs now. They've got 1 smoke and a flashbang remaining. That's about it. At this point, they need the ones that need to be finding frags. They need to get something out of this. So let's be holding up for now. You can see here's a slight reaction coming in from Mouse. He's gone towards that upper platform area. Same position his teammate died. Could work on his favour considering the minimap right now. What he decided to face, he does, but he gets dropped. He needed to do something there to be fair to him. Couldn't allow a full inside execute to happen, and that's probably what will be going down right now. 35 seconds remaining. Smokes go in. And just a scout to hold them off from Spirit. If he had an orb, he probably could do something about this.
Nade comes through. Didn't take much from that, just 6 HP lost. It was far enough away, stared it down.
It's the fake, okay.
But it is going to be back to the A site, dead on. Innocent get caught, Flamey with the kill. It's Guardian up on top of the ladder as well. He'll be able to sit as a turret and hold off Z Connector. As Spiro's still well inside the B site, he's going to take C's, but realize late that there's not much he can do. AK grabbed, try as you dare. Likely going to save it on this inner bomb site as well, and they've got the information he's here, so they can try and hunt this down. It'll go to 13 for Navi, 3 away from wrapping the series and sending Ex-CSGL Lounge down to the bottom bracket.
A bit of a hell of a fight, though, to be fair to them. Who would have thought they'd take Mirage off Navi, one of their best maps. There it is. It's going to be Navi picking up that round. That should be an eco now coming in for CSGO Lounge. You're going to get $1,400. It's 13-7. If they were to force this, that would be pretty much GG. It would be a high-risk move. I assume they're going to eco it and allow themselves to go into 14-7 territory and try and battle back in the gun rounds. Like I said, it has been a very good showing from them. But it will be the eco, so 1 P250 and no other purchases to report, I'm afraid. So Mac 10 for Edward, that's going to be very efficient going into this round, number 21. Just looking that'll be controlling the inside area, maybe just rushing towards the upper ramp here. This can be the best place to go when you know they're up against a full eco. It's that bird's eye view of the bomb side is completely lock it down. And it won't be anyone towards the inside side whatsoever. So this will be an easy plant and an easy round, and maybe an easy life. Who knows?
Possible.
I wish I had one of those.
Mac 10. Which? Easy life?
Yeah.
You do.
Do I?
Mm-hmm. I'm your easy life and you're my easy wife.
I just need some easy skins.
I'm also easy skin.
Oh, yeah. Don't even know what that means, but it's fine.
Don't lie to me. Oh, they're going to pass each other. Just drag this out. Spotted, surrounded, dead.
2 players remaining. Not really much I can do here, to be fair. USP just hiding towards Ivy. I'm not really sure what the plan was, but Mihu does find something. Gets the PT-1000 kill towards E-Box. Zeus dropped, and he knows they'll be hunting for him. Just trying to hold an angle here, but it's going to be Guardian to finish things off. 14-7 has been achieved. CT's gets... Oh, okay. Matt's enjoying that.
You didn't mean to do that at all. That's the best part.
Okay, well, 14-7, round number 22. CT money only get $1,900 going to this round, so it's not looking great. A UMP, no orbs, 1 FAMAS, 1 kit, no incendiaries, 2 smokes, make it 3. That about sums it up. At this point, it's just be down to Navi, just doing more of the same default, try and work the picks, stay together, and outgun them here. As Seas is alone towards that Ivy area. Could be pushing for that smoke by himself. We'll see how this goes down.
And he's inside the smoke.
Oh, no.
He's gone past. Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
Nearly didn't turn around. He does pick up the kill on the Seas, though. That's the first blood going the way of CSGO Lunch. They can try and maintain this now. Spiro through the gap at quads. Going to find Flamey. He did get one beforehand, though, but Spiro's got such good position in this duel right now. There's no one that's really challenging him. And Shapiro's going to try climbing up above this ladder, and Zeus is going to have no idea where he's gone. This, oh, gets caught on it. A back step nearly catches him out, but he does recover. It's down to just Guardian.
Yeah, he has got time to play with, though. That's a decent HE grenade. Oh, lands in the head of Spiro there. Takes him down to 54 HP. He has found 3 kills this round, but Guardian has got the bomb and an AWP, but there is going to be a CT player listening out for him. And he's popped up there, surely going to find a skill. There it is, easy. No problem there whatsoever for Mouse, and it's going to be CSGO Lounge finding one here. Was a difficult buy. They managed to pick up an AWP, and now they've got something to work with here. The problem is terrorists definitely have money, and if the terrorists do win this round, that's GG at that point. That's the full reset coming in. So pretty much at this stage, CSGO rounds can't really afford to lose. Well, to be fair, they can't really afford to lose any of them. It will take Navi to map points and series points, but this one especially. This would be the hard resets. So we're going to round number 23. Looks like Navi now. A change of pace, not a default necessarily. Going to be Guardian leading the chance towards upper platform. Mouse with decent grenades in. Doesn't actually do too much damage. There we go then. Potentially just a straight up inside execute here. All 5 players from Navi towards the side of the map. And there's no information gathered by the CTs yet. So this could actually work out pretty well, but there is going to be 2 players waiting for them.
Smoke down on the sidewalk. Mazzino will spot that. Be ready for this push. He puts himself behind the spools. Remember, very spammable once you get the information. That's the hard part. He's got a support system as well inside of the site in the form of Mihu. Lineup, it could be 2, but Edward meets shields and saves. Instead, now Flamey's going to find Mihu. That was the second man in the approach, but good response as Innocent picks up 2. And the bomb has yet to cross over safely, so there's no plant coming in. This gives time for a full rotation. And look at Innocent advancing up. He may even just get there in time to deny this. Not quite, but he will pick up the kill immediately after onto Flamey.
Quite immediately, but it's going to be the round secured at that point. 3-on-1 now. Surely Zeus can't do this one. CT's now homing into the bomb site. They need to watch that lower ramp area. Not sure why Spirit's not watching it. Does miss the first shot, and now it's actually given Zeus an opportunity to win this round. Innocent does rectify it, though. He does get straight to the upper platform area. Got a bit hairy when Innocent missed Spirit missed the shot from connector, but still, they hold on. 14-9. And there should be an eco now for Navi, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think their money was amazing.
It's not great. It's not great at all. This is going to be, I mean, they'll be able to bring out pistols. You watch, they're going to force this. 43 and 48.
They can't force this. That would be insane.
Good, they're not. They're buying pistols. That I agree with. That I can agree with, because they're going to go on to 3 rounds lost in a row. They've got 2,400 on this. They can sit at about 2K. And be in a decent position. Guardian leaves himself at 3,500 as well, so 24 on that, Henry. And you know what that means.
What does it mean? Oh, God. I like it when he uses that weapon.
Me too.
It's the big one, isn't it?
It is the big one. The big juicy. Succulent, you could say.
Oh, I would say. Here we go then, Navi. They have got smoke grenades here. This should be the wall of smoke towards outside, almost certainly. Try and get the bomb down, try and boost the Succulent's prospect as we go to the next round. And it's going to be... I'm going to 15. Not really committed to this just so. I want to see the reaction from the CT as the smoke goes down. But here comes the bomb right now. Going for that plant. That's all they really want to achieve from this. But they're going to get a kill and an AWP. So maybe there's more to get.
Well, there could be a lot more to get if that AWP finds the opening, finds the opportunity.
The opportunity.
No, the opportunity. Good one. That's an old one, Henry. You're not as clever as you think you are. Neither is Seized, because he's dead. He's gone. Maniz gets the kill onto him, and Mihu is now pushing forward in the site. Has to make sure he gets at least one of these kills quickly, because with the bomb still planting, it could have been awkward. Throws the gun to bait it out. That really just ended his life, but Malzeno will hold on. It's going to go now to double digits for CSGO Lounge, but as we know, the big, juicy, succulent one is coming in this round.
Okay, I'm not really sure where we've gone with that one. A dark place, perhaps, but it's going to be Miles. He's on the auto sniper, and they've got the AWP coming out as well. But you're absolutely right. It will be Guardian with the AWP. That's what we're talking about. It is getting quite late here. Maybe we are losing our minds a bit, but still. Round number 25. 14-10. CSGO Lounge holding on for dear life here. Double sniper setup. The auto sniper for me, actually on train, is one of the better maps for it. Lots of spam potential, lots of smokes going down, deny plants, and find some rushing terrorists towards like the lower ramp, for example. Can be a very effective weapon. That's what Mouse will be using as well towards inside. Default once again from Navi by the looks of things. Flashbang comes in. Spiro backing up Maniz towards that server area. He's just trying to take the aggro, get the first shot. Even if he doesn't get it, there's grenades doing so much damage. He goes on to 12 HP. Can't really afford to move now. If they were to Molotov it, that'd be it for him. They are anticipating this may be the possibility.
Set up though. Maniz is so low, it basically has to bait one into it.
Yeah, the smoke goes down there so he can get out of there. There we go.
Oh, it gets caught though. The Molotov came in to counter it. That's so smart. Maniz runs directly into it. It was one tick and done.
We said it might be a possibility, and it certainly was. And it's going to be a 5-4 now. The sniper's still holding strong for CSGO Lounge here, so there will be the full execute from Navi. You can see the smoke's coming into the bomb zone once again, but I'm not so sure it'll be the outside play. It's good to speed the fake from Edward as the bomb is making its way towards the inside side. This is almost perfect. He can get towards Connect Egg, potentially find a kill, lock them down, full flashbang, but Mihu manages to hold on. Inside play still a massive possibility, and let's see whether that auto sniper can do some serious work here.
Auto sniper's desperately trying. It does pick one up. Malzeno takes down Zeus, but still they have to fight forward and find a way to deny this bomb plant. Sees now last alive. This is surely going to be done. He will get it down, but the wrap's coming in. It's not quite gotten there though. And Malzeno doesn't find him in that alleyway. He's got a chance to try and set up some stance here, and he doesn't need to peek this. Just sit this out. This is actually smart. Catches Spiro, but that's the AWP. If he had just sat and waited, he may have found Malzeno advancing closer to his position. Instead, though, Go Lounge are going to pick up one more. It's going to be 5 straight, full loss bonus for Navi, but they still need those 2 rounds.
Absolutely. So can still purchase into this. You're absolutely right with the bomb planted and the 5 loss bonus. It seems like they're getting these first picks. Once again, they actually played it very smart indeed. Just getting the kill towards the server area. It was Flamey that picked it up with the Molotov. They just can't finish it off. They went towards that inside side. The auto sniper is locking them down. And the retake comes in. It was too much for Zeus to finish off. 14-11. AWP purchase once again for Guardian. And it's going to be a Galil on towards Zeus. Let's see whether they can do anything with this. There's one more just to kind of take the pressure off a little bit. Get himself to series points here. But
dude, I just got banned by Mubot.
Why?
I don't know. I was spamming 1G.
Why are we doing that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, there it is. If ever they need a little bit of luck, this was the time. Spamming through the smoke, and it takes down Flamey. Headshot, of course. There are 2 more players there for Navi waiting on the other side, but still a good start here for the Poles. Another smoke comes in and it slows things down even further. Bomb's still down towards T-spawn, so they're trying to work a pick here. I mean, he's aware that the boost might be a possibility here for the terrorists, so that's exactly what they might be doing. Or maybe not.
Crossfire position set though. Spiro could easily fall back in and support Maniz. Flash out, that does force Navi away from that position, Guardian away from that position at Ivy. These early picks are starting to be noticeable against Navi.
Yeah, absolutely. And the CT's playing quite nicely off them as well, not overcommitting. Just getting information and falling back, not risking their life at this point. Benito, he's going to take the duel towards Ivy area, but this time it's going to be C's coming out on top. 40 seconds remaining. And it's up to Spiro. He's got the AWP, gets presented with the first shot there, nails it. Takes down Guardian, that's the other AWPer as well. Innocent chiming in. There's going to be a 4-on-2 now. This should be the round almost guaranteed for Dobry&Gaming. C's coming out towards that Ivy area. Doesn't really have much to work with here now. Just spot the player on towards the bomb site, but that's the round over, I'm afraid. You could probably dent the economy, but that's about it.
That's it, that's done. This auto sniper still lives on. It still wreaks havoc, and we're 2 rounds away from Navi winning and 2 rounds away from Go Lounge tying it up on 14 and having, if they do that, the chance to grab map point first.
I feel like Navi might be on eco this time. They didn't get the bomb down. And after the full investment last round, I felt they might just be on Tech 9s and into a partial mentality. See what they can do with this. So yeah, you can see the money's not great at all. 3,500 pretty much across the board. It's just C's with a little bit more. And they've paused. They're up against the ropes once again.
Frustration.
You know,
Zeus looks exhausted. He's mentally had enough, Henry.
He's done.
Guardian has physically had enough, given by the yawn.
Bit of orange juice there. Vitamin C is very important.
It is, I have to say. Orange juice is underrated, but you can't have too much of it in a day either. Drink natural orange juice as well, kids. Don't get the sugary stuff.
No, nothing parterized, just fresh OJ.
Yeah,
that's all that's about.
It's the good stuff.
Well then.
Fresh OJ Borg.
Yep, exactly. Navi trying to do everything they can here. They are getting the first picks in most of the rounds, and then it just seems like the last few, though, it's been all about Ex-CSGL Lounge, just playing very efficient CS, rotating effectively, reading the game nicely, and retaking the bomb sites all over the place. Navi just can't finish this one off. They've had this lead for a long time, which has been taken down to a very slim one. Just 2 rounds in their favor now. And you can see they're all out of the chairs, just having a full mental reset at this point, having a chat. All the headsets are off. Guardian just discussing there with Starix. Zeus doesn't look as angry as I thought he would. He's kind of calmed down in the last year or so, I'd say. Do you remember back in the day, he used to go take his headset off and go absolutely wild?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, they've improved in that regard. There's definitely still games when it happens. Obviously, at the major, there was some that went on between the team after game 1, and then they just came out and got flattened in game 2 in the final. But the most memorable that I can speak of as to when Navi was full of emotion was the Pro League Final Season 2 in Burbank.
Okay.
ESL, when they were playing against Fnatic in a best-of-5 that, by all means, they should have won in every single game. I don't speak Ukrainian, but you could pretty much tell that they were ready to kill each other outside in the huddle. It was.
Can't speak Ukrainian, but you've translated it as that.
Oh yeah,
so.
they were all quite loud and emotional.
Actually, 5 rounds in a row now for the CTs, looking very strong here. The money, as I suggested, they're ready to go. Surely not going to be buying into this one. It'd be a really difficult buy. Just one AK and armor there.
Guardian's gone down to 1450 though, so he's gone for a scout on these Tech 9s. Did it?
This is the thing. This is the problem with this.
Did it not update yet?
No, it's been doing this all game. That's why I've been getting very confused.
You're right, because we're not in game for a change either. Yeah, so 1450, it did just show it.
So it keeps changing. So I never see what the finished money is.
The other spectator has it right,
but
so that they're not updating equally inside of the server.
But it's going to be a partial buy from what I can see. I think they kept the money around the 2K mark. But we'll see what they can do with this one.
Yeah, I mean, 1450 plus 3400. He's just going to be able to go glass cannon if he wants the AWP in the next round.
If they get the bomb down, I guess, or some kills, maybe boost the chance, of course. But here we go then, Spiro pushing in towards that upper platform area. It's taking him off a little bit too long there, but manages to get away from it. Could have been a bit dangerous. This is a round you'd almost assume the CTs to be taking here. This is just a little bit of a justification in terms of getting the bomb down. Get some Tech 9s, head armor, smokes, and see whether you can actually make it a little bit uncomfortable with the CTs here. They still have that auto sniper there, which has been pretty effective, I have to say. It's always a weapon that can be hit or miss, but so far it's been a hit.
Edward's going to go. Tech 9's out. Innocent forced to turn away from the flash. The smoke will not deny the bomb plant, so there you go. There's the bomb plant to go on top of that Guardian situation. Not only that, the money for everyone else as well. Good pickup as Flamey finds Innocent. This is actually looking all right. They're going so low on HP, though, that Molotov, and they're stacked up doubly behind this E-box. Go for the boost. Why not? We haven't seen one there before. It's so spammable, though, when it reaches, just barely reaches Flamey. Unfortunately, Zeus couldn't move for him. He's going to try and deny the defuse, but he can't do it. They're on it. They're in the smoke. It doesn't even matter that there's 14 million people left alive. The round is over.
Absolutely. The defuse came in. Quite a bold move in the CTs, but it works out. Smoking and molotoving everywhere before the retake came in. Works out very effectively for them. So this is the round that really counts. As you said, it would take 2 rounds for CSGL to tie things up, and they're touching distance of doing that now. It's round number 28. Really has gone the distance here. Train, we assume, would be almost certainly going in favor of Navi. The scoreline suggested that, but after 7 rounds in a row, CSGL really have brought the game back into not their favor yet, but one more want to do it. Guardian on the AWP. Just getting that bomb down definitely did assist him in getting a smoke as well. They'll be getting control of the upper platforms once again. Seized alone towards Ivy. He'll just be trying to keep his attention towards that side of the map.
Mihu's pushing up more aggressively in this B side because they were very passive to start things off with that AWP looking upper. Rather, excuse me, that auto sniper on Mazzino looking upper. Stacked outside by T-Spawn, you'd expect this is still going to be the execution, the smoke execution onto the A site.
Well, time ticking away now. No real ground gathered by Navi, but it will be the outside smokes coming in. You can see them set up in T-Spawn.
3-2 split from Pop Dog. Try and bust out, go for that default, this time with guns. So it could be the same as last round. Oh, that's perfectly timed.
That segregates terrorists, but they're still going to be making their way out here. Innocent in a great position, could actually hold them off.
Problem is it segregates them as the smokes are already down. So when this smoke is placed, they're going to try and get the default. Oh, they just get it. Zeus is going to have nowhere to really run, and he's got 2 HP. That's how close they were to denying it. And then you got to fight forward at a site that's occupied by the counter-terrorist. Good Molotov, though, as Zeus takes down Mihu. Flamey does pick up Spiro. That auto sniper looms. But it's Innocent that's going to get the kill instead with the M4. Early Molotov this time out toward that bomb thrown through the rafter, but it is going to be a push forward. Mazzino gets the no-scope with an auto sniper. Doesn't sound as impressive as you'd think, does it? No. But they close it nonetheless. Edwards got them finally onto map point, 15-13. And it's
actually not the best buy for the CTs, you know, after winning 70 rounds in a row.
Do or die, by the way, because it's reset for Navi. This is basically overtime right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. You can see they have managed to get an AWP, but there are 3 rifles. There is a UMP on Maniz. They haven't got all the grenades they require. Only 2 kits as well. This will be a very difficult round for the CTs to hold on to. It all comes down to this one. I think you're right. Double AWP setup. Guardian and Seas once again. We saw it a lot on the CT side. How effective it's going to be on the T side as we get into the dying sectors of this game. So it's been a best of 3 series. Now we're picking up the first map, and then we'll see it's going to bouncing back on Mirage. But here we go then. Flamey getting the first kill. It's actually Maniz that drops first. He's been very effective there. He had the UMPs, he had to go close range. And Innocent bites back.
Does indeed successfully twice as Edward falls as well. Navi still have some probing going on the B site. Bomb all the way back at the stairs toward T-Spawn as well. And Innocent going to go for the early rotation on this, try and support out Mazzino, who's now on to an M4, not an auto sniper this time.
Well, it's double AWPs now. This actually becomes very problematic for Navi. They need to try and find one more pick before they can do anything with this. Time ticking away. He's an incendiary to slow them down, but it looks like the bomb's still down T-Spawn. So this is actually more of like a pick mentality from Navi. They're trying to make something happen here before the next move. Time ticking away. They need to work out what they're going to do with this. 35 seconds, the bomb still not being collected, and Guardian takes a ton of damage there.
Yeah, can't afford to. That pretty much gives up any chance they wanted of trying to get inside that B site. They're already going to rotate on this. Did damage to Guardian. You can't find a pick. Let's go back toward the A site. 23 seconds left. Spiro's waiting. Misses that first shot, though. That's the entry point. But the bomb has to come over from A main and cross toward the bomb train itself. There's no utility to allow them to do it. Spiro's dropped it. It's round over. Navi's going to have no money, and this looks like overtime.
They will have $1,400 coming in the bank account. You can see Seas has $3,400. If Guardian can keep the AWP, it won't be the worst buy in the world. It'll be something. Not much, but something. So you can see, yeah, we've got 4,800 on Seas. Guardian can drop a weapon. It'll be like maybe 3 rifles, a Tech 9 in the AWP. This was Flamey to open things up. Well, it wasn't actually. That was after that one.
Innocent to open things up onto Flamey.
Yeah, well,
to be precise.
Innocent got the first kill, and then Innocent went to work on the terrorist set. It is the last round of regulation here, Matt. 3 rifles and a Tech 9, as we kind of worked out, and it's going to be 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs, maybe just an inside rush here. All in. They thought, you know what? This isn't working out for us. Siege, you go die at Ivy, and we'll go in towards inside.
Just go die.
Yeah.
Go Freakazoid for us.
I think this is going to overtime. You know, I thought they were going to rush at that point, surely.
And that Molotov from Mihu. Oh, if he had thrown that then.
Oh.
Spots them. Now he'll throw it, but they're already in. Drop down. He's got position. He's got information. Malzino's got the floor to hold. He's got the first shot. Flamey. He may have found one in return, but the bomb is just on the B train now, and the Molotov's not going to allow for the plant. Better still, Malzino's going to push up and deny it. This is definitely going to overtime. 1 versus 4. Guardian manages the first pick. Double flash. Forced back on this. Triple flash. Forced back further. A minute to work with for Guardian. If he pulls this off, it would be incredible. Oh,
really
watch the peek. It's coming. Right. Not ready for it. In the open.
There's no way.
Innocent's going to grab him right here.
It'd be the throw to Sentry with their current setup, yeah. Okay. We're going to overtime, boys. It was a very, very impressive result from DNG there. The fact they actually managed to get back into this game, considering the scoreline, was it like 14-7 at one point? And all of a sudden it falls apart. Edward doesn't look too happy about it. And this man, of course, sinking lower into his chair. That's Zeus, this is Guardian. Seized, Flamey, and you feel like they had so many opportunities to finish that one off, and the last round didn't have the most money in the world to work with, but it was just a very weird tactic from them. One player just rushing Ivy by himself. He got wrecked, that was seized. And at that point, my point I was going to make before it all kicked off was, if you're going to do that kind of tactic, surely once he gets dropped, you're just shoving all in towards the inside side. You should be reacting as soon as he dies. That hasn't worked out. Get yourself inside and try and see if you can catch him on the rotation or something. Don't just hold up and allow them to readjust themselves.
We'll see what they can come up with to change things. MR3 overtime, 10K. See if they can make a play with it.
Well then, we're just taking some time out here. I think Navi can use the mental reset. It's been a difficult last 8 rounds, I would say, for them. The actual auto-sniper setup from the Poles has been very effective. They're not going to be starting anytime soon, just discussing how they approach this situation. They know they're in a great position after that comeback here. There's currently 1-1 in maps. Cadian's there, of course. He seems to be close into the action. Our man in the field, as it were. Looks like quite a relaxing life. And it's going to be Navi now eagerly waiting to get back into this one. They, of course, will be staying on the T side out. And this is the kind of thing when we go into overtime. This is when like Navi will just go 3-0. It's normally what kind of happens when you've been struggling on the T side. They seem to kind of reassess himself.
I did see Mihu, or sorry, Spiro rather, take his headset off. I don't know if you get up maybe to use the washroom, perhaps.
Yeah. All right, guys, should we get this one underway, shall we?
Well, it's about that time. I mean, the interesting thing is how many times Navi's given up the first pick.
Yeah.
As soon as that trend switched alone, that's when the rounds started accumulating against them. The end of this game was just abysmal. It was atrocious on how many times even Guardian was getting picked out toward Ivy. If it wasn't Guardian, it was Flamey going down in A main.
One thing I will say is Spiro, for me, he's been lights out, especially in the rounds they needed him to step up and the retakes of the AWP, finding kills all over the place and just actually opening kills. And he's been going toe-to-toe with Guardian pretty successfully. It's not like he's getting wrecked. Most AWPers in the world do get wrecked by Guardian. He's actually stepping up to him and winning a lot of the duels as well. So that's been very impressive as well. Innocent had a great game. And we'll see whether this is going to be going in their favor. What a fairy tale story that would be coming into this tournament. Huge underdogs going up against one of the world's best teams and being in the best of 3. It's not even like it's a chance victory in the best of 1. You could actually do it here in 3 maps, and it's in overtime on the 3rd. Bit of funk up.
Well, lots of talk has been done. Stark still without his headset back on. That's what they need to do. Sub in Star X right now for Guardian, and they'll get through group stages.
Well, that's what they did. What, Malmo was it? Yeah.
Malmö.
All right, they really are milking this now.
Yep. Should I? See, there's why. So this should be charged timeout. But where it's overtime, it should just be charged around. That's my ruling on it. That's what I thought. I thought I saw them get up to use the washroom. That's me who's sitting back down. Yeah. So someone actually made a complaint about this when NIP got a timeout charge for using the bathroom in Malmo. Someone tried to say it was inhumane.
Yeah.
But what you don't understand is that in any sport, everyone's expected to use the bathroom, and although they have subs, there's not really. I mean, a soccer player doesn't really have a sub. So do they pause the game to let him go to the bathroom?
No.
Exactly. Do it before the game.
Yes.
But
I guess.
Anyway, I mean, I'm not blaming these guys. We're going into overtime. It is the third map. It's hard to say. But anyway, that's my opinion on it. It's not my judgment. It's up to the admins, and quite frankly, I'd rather them get the rest and have a scintillating overtime rather than a stale one.
Yeah, I agree completely. And we'll see how this one works out. As it's going to be surely getting into it now, they have taken quite a long break. It's going to be overtime in the third map. It's obviously, you're just going playing for the lower bracket here, but it'd be quite an interesting storyline of Navi where that team to drop down. And what I've seen on the T side so far, that could be a real possibility. They've been struggling in the latter stages of regulation. Looks like we are going to be getting back into this one now. Everyone getting comfortable. And here it is, Matt. The moment we've been waiting for. The AWP and Auto Sniper combo is back out. Miles will be back in charge of the Auto Sniper. Let's see what he can do here. As you said, it is 10k MR3. We're looking for 19 rounds to win and send the other team into the lower bracket.
Yeah. That's the big aspect of this. Yes, you still have a chance to advance through this tournament, but it's not a group stage where if you advance, you're all reset, you're all on the same level. You can't lose another match the entire time. And there is some skill here. I mean, Golan just had an excellent series. Worst players I'm not convinced by completely yet moving forward, but they knock out SK. Had a good series against VP, who I think were actually more to blame in that series. But then you've also got Hellraisers. You've got tons of skill in Godsent as well, so
sure,
it's all possible. Nate goes in, followed up. Innocent, quite the peak as he takes down Edward, and this seems to be a continued trend. They've figured Navi out. They're looking very, very grim on this T side early. Another early pick gone away from them.
That was a lovely play from Innocent there. The nade is landing on the feet of Edward as well. Before he has a chance to react, he's getting his head caved in. Reaction comes in. Zeus is fully blinded by his teammate there. That's a bit of a horror show. Innocent trying to find the next frag here. It looks like Navi are looking a bit shaky, I have to say. Making some key mistakes here. They managed to stay alive in that situation. 30 seconds remaining now. We'll be heading towards the inside site, and I'd say it's almost obvious at this point, but they actually have managed to only have one CT around that side. So it'll be Vinci trying to deny the bomb here, which he should do. And there's no one covering the plant there, which is pretty shocking, but there you go. Guardian picking up one. That's the round over. It all came off that pick from Innocent. And 8 seconds remaining. Guardian trying to stay alive. And that was just a bit of a very clumsy round from Navi, I have to say. They lost their first pick, trying to react to it, and it's fully blinding each other. No one covering the bombers is going down. Didn't really make any
tired
sense.
Almost. Like this is the Navi individualism that occasionally arises when either they're full tilt or out of a game completely and not caring anymore. Which I guess you could still say is full tilt.
Yep, we can call it anything in that region, but let's see whether they can rectify it now. Money not a huge deal on the terror side. It's normally the CT side you really do struggle. 16-15 now. Let's see whether Navi can bounce back here. Going to be sending 4 players towards inside and looking for the first pick. It's going to be Guardian. He normally gets it boosted up at this area. There is a keen little spot you can take to actually see if there are any players boosted up on towards the backtracks.
He's waiting for the push into the site.
So no default even presented at the start of the round for Navi. Straight up towards the inside plate. Smoke goes down towards the lower ramp, and this is where the auto sniper really can do some massive work here. As we said, once the smokes drop, it does mean he doesn't have that full spam potential. Looks like the team's maybe adjusting themselves. I'm not fully certain whether inside's going to be the right play here. And it's going to be a full inside take now. They are setting themselves up with the swings by the look of things. Here comes the play map.
It's coming in indeed. Edward through the fire, doesn't care. He just wants into the site, but it's going to be mowed down by Mihu onto Seized. That stabilizes.
He's out of position.
Big time. Zeus is going to punish him for that too. That's a big pickup to get because now they have a man advantage. HP may not favor. Oh, that nade could do decent damage as well. Flamey goes down to 43. Edward catches a glimpse of that as well, and Edward goes down entirely. Guardian needs to get into better position. Zeus fight forward. Does pick up minis. Good find on 36 as Flamey now goes down to 29, taking a little bit excessive damage as he falls away, but it is the Molotov. Flamey gets the shot onto Innocent, and Guardian's still here on the floor. He'll just lob that forward if he needs to. Spiro, he's going to fade away from this. Give it up, go for bust. He can't afford to actually commit because they won the first round. He'll still be able to buy. It's 10k MR3, remember.
Well, Matt, it's not pretty, but it works. This definitely is the most beautiful CS we've seen in a while, but you know what? They are scrapping on the bomb side there, and it just about works out for them. Navi do bring things back to 1-1. It didn't look exactly comfortable, but the CT's now. Let's see. The thing is as well, Mazida, how he just stayed in position, looking towards that lower ramp. That lower ramp area could have been completely locked down just by spamming it. They actually would be changing their setup here. 1 AWP, 4 rifles. No water sniper this time. That's round number 3, the final round of the first half here of overtime. Maybe just try the same again. It worked out for them. Outside has been a horror show. Like you said, their players looking tired in terms of the way they're operating as a unit right now. Flashbang comes through. You know what? Let's just get in there and see what happens.
Edward finding one. Innocent Mihu, though, there's the response as they line them up, and Mihu's going to walk forward. He can't win it the second time, though. As Flamey, it does manage to prevail. Bomb's going to go down default. Zeus is ready for a flank, but also has the good post-plant position of the high ground. Guardian can't find a shot. Seems to be a trend that we've seen throughout this series, and Innocent's got 2 that time. Holding already through the edge of the wall. Minis is going to give Go Lounge the advantage as we end the first half of overtime.
2-1 for CSGO Lounge. Navi only find 1, but that could be enough here. Obviously, the CT side favoured, and they did look a lot stronger on the CT half. The T side hasn't been great, I have to say. And we go into the second half of overtime here. Navi against the ropes, potentially looking on the barrel of going into the lower bracket against CSGO Lounge. Who would have thought it? 26 kills for Innocent. Spiro 28. He's been my MVP so far. Going toe-to-toe with Guardian, who's actually on 14 for 19 kills. So that's actually not... That's a pretty quiet game for Guardian. People were kind of questioning his form coming into this series, or this tournament, I should say.
I was being sarcastic when I said it's beautiful, by the way. He was at 10, I think, when Caesar was at like 24. Carry on.
But yeah, it seems like, although he can't really take too much away from this game, we need a bigger pool of results to kind of work out where he is right now. Everyone can have a bad game. But here we go, then double AWP setup. This is when Navi were at their strongest, it has to be said. When C's was pushing into the upper platform area and locking it down by himself. It looks like they'll be doing that once again. He'll be edging his way towards that area, but Michu coming in hard to actually try and find his first kill. If they can just get this first round under their belts and relieve the pressure, opens up more possibilities to them in terms of looser play styles. First kill comes in though. It's Michu actually lands a shot after getting a headshot there. Gives away the frag in return, but still 4-4 favours the T's.
Well, it certainly does, because now it thins the defense. However, this is trained with fast rotations and many spots to nest. Henry, you can build a nest. And you can lay eggs, because I know you are a weird individual, and you probably do. As Edward's going to find the shot, but Benitez actually does win the exchange instead. Go Lounge with the man advantage. Flamey pulls it back. But remember, it's done with the 1-round lead. Good shot from Flamey. Spiro falls, and now Flamey's going to try and turn his attention back toward the 3rd train spot, but unfortunately for him, no one there. It's going to be going to the inner bomb site, and that's given up. This is a bomb plant easily because of how passive and early rotation. They think they've come in Ivy. They still think they're at Ivy.
Well, it's a bomb plant down, as you said. Lots of time to adjust here. Smoke gets planted as well. Flashbang's coming in. And we're going to see whether the CT can do anything about this. But it's the first kill for Innocent. 2-on-2 now. He's got great positional control of this one. Very aggressive, trying to lock them down. Flashbang's coming in from his teammate as well. This is going to be it. The next kill is going to mean everything, and he gets it as well. Huge scalp to take. Gets Flamey. He's the rifle player, leaving Guardian in a horrible position. He misses the shot, and there it is. Innocent stepping up, finding 3 kills towards that inside site. And Matt, this could be it now. 1 round required for CSGO Lounge to take Navi to the lower bracket. This is very interesting stuff indeed. It's been so back and forth, as I say again, it hasn't been the best CS towards the end of this. It's been quite scrappy and toe-to-toe, but still, Innocent there with a fantastic play. The bomb gets down. He takes advantage of the time they have available, gets aggressive and finds all 3 kills. His teammate else doesn't actually have to do anything here. I'm surprised that Flamey isn't even looking at him at that point. He killed him from the exact same place his teammate died from. And a pause, of course.
Pauses are my favorite. What is the pause for, though? Because this cannot be tactical.
Technical.
It has to be technical.
Yeah, you don't
so this is one of those, this is Navi going, we've used our tactical pause.
The TeamSpeak.
Exactly. my TeamSpeak's not working. My mouse is stopped. My mouse, it's working fine now.
That's the real problem we have in the CSGO right now, I guess. It's one of those things where it's like, you can literally kind of say TeamSpeak issue and you get another pause, right? That's
the one time we legitimately saw a TeamSpeak issue was at the major, though. Remember that?
That
we
was.
literally saw
Yes.
both computers crash.
And Virtus Pro were just like screaming with their soundproof headsets on.
Was it Cloud9?
No, G2.
G2, that's right.
Yeah. And they got a bit salty.
That's right. I was in the group stages.
Lightly salted. 1 round then, out of the next 2 for CSGO Lounge, we'll do it. It's a double upsetter once again for Navi. We'll see whether they can end this right here, right now.
Oh, geez, though. That's good positioning at the upper corner. He does manage to get the kill, but already responded. Innocent is the absolute hero of CSGO Lounge right now. Edward's going to try and run back through the upper hallways. He's going to try
What
and
is this?
him out. I don't know where he's going. What is that?
This is this
Guardian
horrible.
just stands there. Me who has no idea he's there. Nate goes through. This is going to do damage. Innocent's down to 6. He may get followed up here. It's still a 2 versus 2. And Edward's going for the long rotation back through Z Connector. He's just arrived now. He was clearing out the upper tunnels in a peculiar manner. He elects not to retake from the inside of the hallways themselves. Molotov out. That'll buy time. Mazzino.
It's happening.
Guardian goes down, and Edward, he's going to try and get on this inside of the smoke. He has dissolved the flames, though. He's holding it 1 second ago. He's going to get this.
No!
He's got it. He's absolutely got it. Navi
What is that?
are going to keep this alive, but only just.
The full defuse, they had the knives out. Can you believe it? What a way to end that round. This has been such a brawl of a game towards the end of it, Matt. No one really stepping up in terms of the individual skill. We've seen some real crazy stuff happening. Guardian is like having a hug in the smoke with a team with the opposition there. And then a 2-on-1, full defuse in the smoke after they Molotov the bomb. That's insane. And now it's going to be Navi with the 3 AWP set up here as well. What a round that was. Unbelievable. Just an inside rush now. C's gets the first kill. And it looks like, I was about to say they've run out of ideas, but they managed to get the refrag of the AK-47. The bomb will be planted once again. Let's see if it's as much of a mess as it was before. Flashbangs coming in, and Edward on the fast retake.
Fast retake indeed. The bomb planted means more problems. It could still be over despite that heroic smoke defuse. Good play from Innocent. That's going to drop down Flamey, and it's down to Zeus. 1 versus 3. Bomb still ticks. And this surely has to be it, and it is. 19-17, CSGO Lounge send Navi to the lower bracket early in the tournament as well.
Hugs all round. What an achievement. The underdogs of the entire tournament, I would say. Somehow taking down one of the world's best teams.
And they had this game. They had this in the bag at 14-9, I think it was.
I think it was 14-7 at one point, but 14-8. Yeah. I think it was like really convincing. It looked like at this point we're just like, oh, when's it going to end? Are they going to let them back in here? They can take a couple of ecos. But an absolute brawl of a game. I think that word describes it very well. And
this is what I was casting off of all game. Thanks to Henry, I had a black screen.
I don't know what I did. My foot, it's a very tentative switch, right? If you go near it, it just turns everything off.
Maybe we should switch sides tomorrow so you don't do that. Oh, no, tomorrow I think we move.
Yeah, we're in a stadium tomorrow, which will be fun. That will be very cool.
This is my new friend.
Have you lost your mind? You haven't eaten in about 10 hours. Probably what's going on right now. But yeah, congratulations to CSGO Lounge.
That's a big game. That's a big win. I mean, Innocent was massive in the overtime and in the late stages. I thought he was excellent. You were bigging up Spiro as well, and rightfully so. Now, I think Spiro is one of the most consistent players on this team. We talk about Mihu's individual skill. Obviously, at HGC 1v1, he showed that. He's rang a few times for Virtus Pro. But I think this team doesn't just, end there. I think there is some depth here. I think there really
absolutely.
is.
I think they've got a great platform to work on here. It's a great result for them. Should build the confidence going forward into tomorrow. They've got themselves in the upper bracket after the first game against Navi. That's a great result for them. Fantastic stuff. Navi probably.
And it sounds like they'll be playing Godsent.
That's actually a decent game for them. They could actually win that. From what I've seen today, they could actually do well there. What do you say about that one?
I say we talk as long as we can so the guys in the analyst desk have to sit and wait for us to finish. And that way they can't go home. And as soon as we're done, we'll just talk. We'll order a cab now, talk until the cab's here, and run out, get in the cab, and leave them here.
That sounds like a plan.
I like it. So do you want to just keep, what else do you want to talk about?
Are they ready for us or not?
They're probably ready for us. Let's take a break. When we come back, we will be joining the ESP analyst desk, and they'll break down this series. Navi, lower bracket. Who would have thought it?
We at the esports pool analyst desk are absolutely excited right now by what just happened. That was an insane performance by Dobry, by Ex-CSGL. That was absolutely crazy. They've pushed Navi into the lower bracket. Who would have thought it?
Obviously not
Nobody
us.
here.
None of these dummies, apparently.
Including
of us.
yourself.
Yeah,
Gary.
none of us.
We're
Yeah,
in
I
this
was
together.
waving at all of us. Yeah, I don't know. Like, to be honest, actually they had a great start to the game. 3-0, get the pistol. I really liked their first weapon round decision to just like YOLO in on the B-bomb side, take Navi off surprise. Not all this like playing it slow, trying to outsmart them late. You just go in there and you know that Flamey most likely is going to be alone in the beginning of the round, and you just utilize that and you get a good trade. Then, 5th round, if people even remember all that way back, they throw away a kind of stupid anti-eco where the only saved weapon was an AWP on Guardian, and they just basically tried to go for peaks outside fairly quick. And at that point, Navi started rolling and stringing rounds together. Seized in the beginning of that CT half with the AWP was massive. He really played a great game. And at that point, I thought Navi was running away with it.
Well, they were. They literally
Yeah.
were running away from
12.
it, running away with it. But Dobry managed to mount an absolutely insane comeback. At one point, it was, what, 14-7, 14-8 in favor of Navi. And Dobry just clutched up and brought it back to the overtime.
Yeah, it was like they built the Great Wall of China on train there. Navi just having massive troubles. Even though they were doing their smoke executes, they would, for the most part, just... The problem was that they were not able to get the bomb down with enough numbers for the most part, so that they were just struggling to have any hold of the situation once the bomb was planted. That's the key problem you have there. And obviously on the Polish guys at Innocent and Sphero were both playing lights out. There were, I think, 30 frags each. So when you combine those factors, then it's going to be a tough one. But obviously you can tell now. I mean, we thought Navi's going to come back. It's going to be a wrecking house here. Obviously, they got a bit of catching up to do after their little break. They're not up the. I think it's still a matter of them finding the tempo of how to play.
Halvor, the man himself, has just left the building. Guardian. So I think we're safer.
We're safe to talk about his performance
because it wasn't up. It wasn't absolutely terrible, but it was not up to
it was
the standard.
absolutely terrible for Guardian standards.
Yeah, that's
it was not up to the standard that
Yeah.
you'd usually expect from him. Do you want to touch upon that?
Well, we talked about it in the pregame that we talked about how Sphero is going to pick up an op for Dobry, and at least I didn't think that he would be able to go head to head and actually win that duel versus Guardian. But look at me now, clearly wrong in that aspect. So Guardian pretty much didn't have a factor for the better part of that half, and especially on the T side as well for Navi, it didn't really amount to anything at all with this opping and Sphero on his end. Even though he didn't do too much either on the T side, he was more effective and more impactful on their CT side, and was a big part of that great wall that you talked about, the Dobry building up on their CT side. So very surprising. Could be rust, I guess, on Guardian's end. I think it progressively got worse as the series went along. I'm not sure if it's fatigue, that type of thing, but definitely didn't help Navi's case, and it didn't even in the end it doesn't even make any difference that C's had a great series, because he did a great job with that op. And we're talking about the dual op setup and how it actually looked for the better part of the CT side that was going to be the golden ticket for them.
There were some key players and key moments in the game, and as we can see on screen, Sphero, Henry even mentioned it whilst the match was going on.
It's a telling story that Seized is marked as the best sniper on
Navi,
on Navi's side. I mean, that's going to be an issue. This team is built around Guardian, and he needs to be the man, the myth, the legend. But obviously, when he's picking up I want to say 16, 17 frags throughout an overtime match, that's just not going to be working great for them.
Yeah, that's definitely wasn't his game, but credit where credit is due. I think Innocent
was definitely stepping up in key rounds.
Yeah, and we were talking about this after the first game because he had a bit of a quiet overpass, but the two last maps he was absolutely fantastic. So overall, I'd say that he was Dobry&Gaming's best player over the course of the series.
Especially when it counted in the later rounds.
Oh yeah, in the overtime.
In overtime specifically.
Absolutely.
There were some rounds that were very pivotal in the whole map, or at least quite interesting. One of the rounds, maybe we can look at it right now. Is it round 4 that you mentioned, Natu or Casper?
It was Casper.
Yeah, basically it was just what I touched upon in the beginning of this segment, because that was when
We've got it on
Dobry&Gaming
screen
actually
right now.
that was when Dobry actually looked really strong here.
Down to 3-on-1.
Oh, this is round 5.
This
It's
is round 5. We
One round
needed
before.
round 4.
Okay, we have to control it here, boys.
Here we go.
Hold on a moment.
If it loads
Hold
this
on
time.
Yes.
for a moment. We
Oh,
are
there
just
we have
dealing with this. We're getting the round
Yes.
And round
Okay,
4, here we go.
are loading it.
Yeah. Okay. So if you play the round here,
now. This is still round 5.
yeah,
Oh,
No, this
wait,
is
what?
round 4.
it needs to be 3-0.
Oh
for
yeah,
us
but
to-
maybe on the stream, but here it's round 4.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
Interestingly.
Yeah.
Does this look like the round?
no, this is the round where they throw away the.
There we go. We've got it on
Guardian
screen
saves,
now. We've got it
Yeah.
on screen now. Round 4.
Alright.
Please continue.
So, okay, I guess we can hop a tiny bit back. And this is the no fear push, pretty much, that you were talking about, Casper.
That is now round 5 again on our preview screen.
Okay, yeah.
Slight technical issues here.
Should we just talk through it regardless? If you're watching at
Yeah.
home right now, what you're seeing on screen.
If you're watching my laptop right now,
Yeah, what we just had on our screen, we couldn't find the specific round, but you can talk about it, paint the picture as Natu did earlier.
Yeah, I basically
Yeah,
just touched
sorry.
upon it in the beginning. Just they came off to a very good start, and they wanted to keep building on this momentum instead of like slowing down the pace, and therefore they caught Flamey and Navi by surprise by him being the solo B defender, and they go in, they get a good trade, they manage to push close, and at that point the retake on the B bomb side is very difficult, because when you're CT and train, the retake on that bomb side is often manageable if the terrorist doesn't manage to push to push. Someone is just running, and I threw off.
Someone literally just almost ran through shot. It can
Anyways,
happen. It can happen.
retake is manageable if the terrorist doesn't manage to push close and get these kind of close combats, because when you're out of C connection and you're able to like use some of your utility, smoke off maybe lower ramp, get close to by the under heaven kind of ledge, then it is possible, but not when you do a round like Dobry&Gaming did.
Should we try to take a look at the other round that you wanted to highlight?
Should we?
I'm not sure if we should risk it, but we can try. We can certainly try. It was round 28, so nearing the end of normal time. Any chance that we can get that up or not?
It's 13, 14, isn't it?
but if it's round 28, then it's 15 to 13. Well, I guess it's going to turn 15 to 13.
Yeah.
Right? So
Okay, that
No,
looks
that's 20
about...
that's-
Ooh,
yeah, there we go.
Okay.
There we go. So basically, the
Yes,
whole point
perfect.
here is that we saw a lot of.
No. This would be round 29.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll scrap that. I'm just going to explain it.
No,
to
you use
There-
your wonderful
yes,
words to
yes.
paint the imagery in the
point
minds
was
of the audience.
basically that was the one time that Navi really got into the other bomb site through their execute, where they were smoking off. Basically, you can see there the map, right? They smoked off the bomb site from, as Casper was alluding to previously. Smoking off on the left side of the bomb train, on top of the bomb train, on the right side of the bomb train. And what they want to do in that situation is just to get the bomb down with either being in a 5-on-4, worst case scenario 4-on-5, or 5-on-5 is fine as well. And you'll still have you'll still have a bunch of Molotovs. You're going to be saving those for the after plan situations as such. Ends up in a 2-on-2 situation, and the last two remaining Navi players still having Molotovs make it impossible for the CTs to really do anything about it. So
Yeah, and actually, I feel like touching upon Innocent as having a really good game frag-wise. He also played the outer bump set really well in these kind of situations. Sometimes, especially in the overtime, we saw him pushing close at the electricity box. Also, he always saved his smoke, so that when the execute came, he smoked off the pop dog, and therefore it's like way harder for Navi to actually come out and get this fast plan, as we talked about earlier. They didn't really get these favorable situations early on, probably because they had a hard time getting out of the pop dog.
exactly.
We can hopefully use the tool that we've been trying to use tomorrow. We'll have to see if we can get that fixed. Are there any closing thoughts from you guys on that series? If not, I will do a recap of what we've seen today and we'll close out the show.
I mean, obviously, massive surprise. We have to just believe that Navi right now is obviously coming off a little bit of a break. They're not at their top form. It's going to take a bit of time for them to get into the groove of things. But I think, it's just early days in the tournament. It's double elimination right throughout, best of 3. So I think they'll be fine and get their ball rolling tomorrow.
Yeah, and in addition to that, I think we have to give credit to Dobry as well, because we talked about it in the pregame. They have been a team to show up to a lot of tournaments, but then kind of fade away in the group stages. And this time they definitely decided that this was not one of those tournaments. So that's exciting, and it's going to be interesting to see whether or not they can keep that up. They're going up against a bit of a nemesis in Godsend tomorrow. They've played each other a ton online and offline as of late, so that's going to be a really fun matchup to watch.
Cadian, nothing to add, or are you happy with what our friends have been saying?
Yeah, well, just as we can see in the bracket, I mean, we had some small surprises today. Worst players had a great showing against both VP and SK Gaming. SK Gaming really bumming out of the tournament. Godsend, obviously, we couldn't see the game against Flipside, but at least the first map seemed quite convincing.
Yes.
So we have some interesting game. Obviously, the domestic matchup, Flipside versus Navi, should still favor Navi, but obviously, if they are in a slump, you never know how that's going to turn out. And yeah, I guess, Pelle, you said something about ending everything, and
yeah, sure. I'll close it out now. You can see the upcoming matches that we have tomorrow on screen. We've got Flipside versus Navi at 9 AM CEST, HR versus VP at 12, and then Godsend versus CSGL, Ex-CSGL at 6. The first team to bow out of the tournament is SK, and so, yeah, commiserations to them. A big shout-out to our sponsors. We are the Esports Pool Analyst Desk, and then there's EGBE Gaming Bets. You can check out all your betting needs there. CSGO Fast, Skin, Lottery, and Roulette. G2A, if you like games, we all like games, right? Go buy them off G2A. And then Live Cap as well. If you see any awesome plays, go cap it there and post it to Reddit. Maybe you'll get viral. Of course, we are streaming on Twitch, and that is it from us today. Thank you very much, Cadian, Natu, Vendetta, Henry G, and Sadakis standing over there, Tom and Blue, and all the backstage crew. We will see you here tomorrow at 9 AM.